Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about canceling and postponing plans during this unprecedented time in history. If you're anything like me, you had a ton of travel plans coming up in March, April, even in May that have to be either canceled or postponed. Fingers crossed for postponement. That's where my head is at. So today I'm going to talk to you a bit about my experience in canceling and postponing my plans, and then I'm going to offer a few tips on how you can cancel and postpone your plans for upcoming travel. The biggest thing that we have to remember during this time is to be kind, be patient, and be flexible. When you're canceling your plans, whether you're calling an airline, hotels, or other booking websites, smaller companies that you're traveling with, it's really important to be kind. We are all in this together. No one could have predicted what is going on, and I think none of us could have predicted the global shutdown, which is essentially what we're looking at as far as international travel goes. But we're here now, and we're here together. So it's really important that you maintain kindness when you're talking to people on the phone, when you're sending emails. Remember, it's not their fault, it's not your fault, it's no one's fault. So just remember, be kind to the customer service representatives because they're dealing with thousands of people every day who are in a similar situation. Number 2, be patient. Of course, you're going to have to wait on hold for very long amounts of time when you're calling these companies. You also may not get immediate responses to your emails. If you're not traveling within 72 hours, you have to remember that the priority is going to be on customers and flights and travel that's happening within the next 72 hours. So you may want to wait a little bit, or just remember, be patient. And number 3, be flexible. Right now, we have no clue when international travel is going to resume. We don't know how long different countries are going to keep their borders closed. So be flexible. It's super important. And you know what? Once we're all out of this, that will allow you to live your best travel life, right? I can't wait to get back out there. Let me tell you a little bit about my experience during the last few weeks and having to cancel both personal trips and business trips. And then I'm going to offer you a couple of tips. I got back home on March 10th from Orlando after visiting my sister with my mom, and when I looked in my Delta app, I had 8 trips planned. Now I'm down to only 2 because that's the reality of what's been going on. And for me, I have received a variety of credits and refund. I received credits for trips that I canceled voluntarily. So for example, that weekend I was supposed to be traveling to New York with my nephew to take him to see his first ever Broadway play. He just turned 12. He was going to be traveling to New York by himself, and I was so excited. But once Broadway went dark, we canceled our plans. I was able to get my sister a refund by calling immediately. She had used miles and they didn't charge a redeposit fee. She was also able to get a 100% refund for the unaccompanied minor fee. For me, I was able to get a waiver for my mileage ticket. Because I had an open ticket, meaning I had already flown one leg of it, I wasn't able to get my miles redeposited, but it's fine because those miles will be available for me to spend for 1 year. Second trip was my return to Detroit after going to New York with my nephew, and again I just had to get a credit because the flight wasn't canceled. I was voluntarily canceling my travel plans because I'm trying to stay home, help everyone stay safe. Then I had a trip coming up to visit Jordan. So for my company Jet Black, I had a trip planned to Jordan for 10 guests, me and a photographer. It's a trip that I was looking forward to, and I'm still looking forward to it because we're definitely going to just postpone it. We're not canceling it. We know everything will go back to normal and we'll be able to take our clients to Jordan, and I can't wait. So very interesting here. I was flying Air France through Paris. So when Trump announced that they were putting a ban on travel through Europe, I immediately called and tried to cancel my ticket and get a refund. But they told me I could only have a credit because the flight wasn't canceled, despite the fact that the president had just announced that the flight wasn't canceled. So I waited because I wanted to get a full refund. The second time I called because the Kingdom of Jordan announced that they weren't allowing any international arrivals anymore. I called on March 16th. The ban went into effect March 17th. I still was not able to get a refund because the flight hadn't been canceled. So I said I would call back again. Third time's a charm. I called back on March 20th. The ban had been put in place in Jordan, and because the flight was canceled, they sent me an email which prompted me to call, and I was able to get a 100% refund because the flight was canceled. Many airlines are still only offering fee change waivers or credits for future travel, but if refund is your goal, the best thing to do is wait until you see that that flight has been canceled, and then you should be able to get a refund. Not in all cases, but definitely call your airline and see what you can do about it. The same thing goes for hotels as well. Many people are giving credits, but some are giving full refunds if you can prove that you cannot travel into the country because of whatever restrictions. It is definitely a case-by-case situation, but these are just some things to think about. If you're calling before your flight is canceled, they're only likely to give you a credit because they don't know that the flight is going to be canceled yet. So being patient is definitely key here. Hotels.com has also been amazing. In the beginning, it was difficult because I was trying to cancel my hotel and they told me that it was non-refundable, which is how I booked it. I did book a non-refundable hotel room. But given the current situation, we called the hotel directly. They told us that they would give us a refund, and then we sent an email to hotels.com and they offered a refund. Now what hotels.com is doing with all of my other bookings is they're sending me an email saying, do you want to cancel? Which is great because at that point I don't need to call them. I just go on the website, I say cancel, and I'm getting 100% refund. So those are my two experiences that I've had with companies in terms of canceling. I have a few more companies to call and we'll see how that goes. We will definitely be sharing links in the notes so that you can reach out to the different airlines and just see what the different policies are for hotels, different websites, and the sort. Many people are wondering when they'll be able to book travel again. Unfortunately, right now, we don't know when we'll be able to travel. If you see a flight deal and you're really excited about it, try booking for several months out and crossing your fingers. In the event that we're still not able to travel when your travel dates come up, the great thing is many of these airlines are still offering fee waivers. So that means if you have to change your flight at a later date, they're not going to charge you the $200 to $300 that it typically would cost to change your flight. So that's a bonus. For those of you who have trips coming up, who have to cancel or postpone, I hope this video helps you. Please remember, be kind, be patient, and be flexible. We are just postponing travel for now. One day this will all be over and we'll all be able to travel again, but it's really important that we all globally work together to stop the spread right now. So stay home, let's all be alone together and practice social distancing.